Oh, welcome, crew. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, November 27th, Sunday, November 28th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Welcome to We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. I'm so glad you guys could join us this evening on one of our many forums. If you're listening live right now, you're listening to us on Spreaker.com. You can also find us live on KPNL Radio, which you can find at kpnl-db.com. Make sure you follow us on free time at Spreaker, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Tumblr, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Deezer, Podcast Addict, and Podcast Chaser. You can also go over, make sure you follow and like us, and ding that little bell on YouTube. That way, anytime we have a new episode come out, you can listen there. Go over to Facebook and Twitter and like and follow us there as well. So tonight, I have a treat for all my guys and gals out there. Tonight, we have the Paradox Paranormal Forum. And Robert's way over there in the chat room. I was trying to get you here, Robert. But right now, we have Miss Mea Savage. She originally hails from Arizona, but now she is in cold and crispy Colorado. And then we have Mr. Rick Kirkby of the UK. And we're waiting on Cheyenne to join us as well. So welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Anytime, Tessa.
Oh, yeah,
I'm here. I've been here all the time.
What?
I've just been on mute.
Yay, we have Robert. Then we have Rick. Welcome, Rick.
Hello.
And Miss Mea.
Robert's the fly on the wall.
Right? No, I kept trying to add him. I was like, man, where's Robert? And then I saw him in the chat room. I was like, what are you doing over there? You're supposed to be over here. Well, what'd you guys think about that?
Well, I can be in two places at once.
Yes. Omnipresence. What did you guys think about that lunar eclipse? It was a beaut, wasn't it?
Well, it was already half over by the time it appeared here. It rose and it was already half done. So I only got the second half of it on camera.
Yeah, I saw your little video. It was still really pretty and red. A little blood moon going on there.
The energies were pretty crazy. I will say that. Like, definitely interesting.
So what exactly were you picking up on with that?
I've just been having a ton of dreams, and it was in the sun sign of Scorpio and the moon sign was in Taurus, and those are both very fixed, very heavy energies. And they're also, I believe they're polar opposites as well. So we have an eclipse, and we have two of the most intense opposite fixed signs. So there was a lot of ups and downs, lack of sleep for me, because that's just what always happens around anything crazy like that. But yeah, I decided to just kind of hide away from it, honestly.
How about you, Rick? Did you get to see it at all?
Sorry, I muted and then muted again there. Sorry. No, I don't think we saw it here. I think the last good eclipse we got was back in 2019. But yeah, I didn't see it. So I guess it was just you guys around there and low down where Rob is.
Aside from not seeing it, did you have any energy fluctuations or any paranormal activity happening?
No, I didn't see anything. I saw a lot of people mention it. over in America and whatnot, but our side I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. So pretty quiet.
Yeah, it was so cold here. Like, I was going to go out and look at it, but by that time I was already warm in my bed, and I was like, I'll just watch it live. So I shared the live link so other people could watch it. Those of us that can't get out and go and see it. I could have gone out, but I didn't. And my sister, who's living out here in my side yard, was complaining because I never go out there and hang out with her or anything. And I was like, you know what? I don't go out and do a lot of things. And I didn't even come out and see the eclipse. And she said that her ex, who is of Native American descent, was saying it wasn't a good idea to go out and watch it anyways because he likened it to the moon that the natives had seen prior to when, us white folk came and totally, took over and made them sick and all these other things. So supposedly there was something bad going on around it. They were talking about it as if it was a bad moon. So I guess I lucked out by staying in my warm, cuddly bed.
You guys celebrate Thanksgivings all the same now.
Yeah, we do. And it was interesting. I think on my birthday, let me look at my calendar. But there were some interesting things happening on my birthday. It was not only my birthday, but it was also Native American Heritage Day, which was pretty cool. How nice of my calendar to say happy birthday to me. But yeah, there's a lot of things that we've gotten rid of due to that, like Columbus Day. We no longer celebrate that. And even before they took it out of the schools here in Bayfield, I wouldn't have my kids go to school on Columbus Day because, I'm totally against it. But, yeah, nothing wrong with family getting together and eating some good grub. Except for COVID.
But you guys like to get the fireworks out for the 4th of July.
Yeah. We can't really do it here. I don't even think we had fireworks here last year, did we, Mia?
No. We had a fire ban, and we were out of all of our illegal fireworks. Usually we do our own. Yeah, but we're so close to New Mexico, and it's like completely legal, or was. I don't know.
It wasn't COVID then.
Huh?
No.
Because of COVID.
We had a fire ban, and...
right. But what about fireworks? You couldn't set fireworks up.
That's what I mean. Like that's part of the fire ban, unfortunately. So even larger companies or event holders weren't able to do fireworks, I don't believe.
Yeah, we drove all the way over to Ouray, and actually we're coming down the mountain pass there as the fireworks were going off, and it was pretty amazing hearing the concussion or percussion like going through the valley and everything. And then we're all sitting there on this very slim road on the side of sheer drop-offs forever waiting for traffic to go because we were going to camp out there that night because that was my adversary, my anniversary. We made Independence Day, Codependence Day. But we ended up just turning around and going the other way because they were checking the roads like along the side of the road for fire because I guess a couple had broke out. So they weren't letting anybody move, which was really creeping me out. I was just waiting for, all this weight combined to just crumble the mountain, or the road off the side of the mountain. It was kind of creepy, but it was very beautiful.
I was going to say, you drove down to Boston for a tea party instead, but it's just a little joke.
That would have been a long drive.
Yeah, that road to Ouray is scary. I would not ever do it in the wintertime if I don't have to. But the Ouray is really known for their fireworks or their day show that they have with the firefighters. They have firefighters that they do like a hose battle in the street where they like take the hoses and spray each other, like a big group of them, until one group all falls over.
Really?
Pretty intense. It's kind of fun to watch. Yeah. Hose fight.
Hose fight. That's funny. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with, celebrating Independence Day. We're celebrating our independence from the monarchy.
I don't think that completely banishing all of our history is necessary.
Me neither.
Because pretending that it doesn't exist in one way or the other does not change the fact that it happened. And we can only learn from history. So if they quit teaching children in schools some of the things that were there just because they were ugly and they weren't positive, you can't cancel an entire culture, no matter how, or an entire history of I don't know if America's even considered a culture, but you can't, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with the fact that they're just canceling everything is not freaking necessary.
They can't hide the bad.
Just because it was negative, like do we want to live in a world where we just completely, that's yin and yang. We have very negative and very positive things in our history and in our future and in our present. You can't just sweep it under the rug and pretend it doesn't exist, because there's a demographic of people who don't like it. No matter how large or small the demographic is, it freaking happened. Like, whatever it is, it happened. I understand why the Native Americans are mad about Thanksgiving. I totally understand that, and I understand that, the history of it and everything else. But it still happened. It's not like Christmas is about Christmas anymore. Like, it's not a religious holiday anymore. It's a time to spend money.
Money grab.
Yes. But there are some traditions and things, and when you do, I rarely, if ever, go into the Christmas spirit, but when I have, the few times that I have, it was kind of nice. You get to decorate the tree, you get to do all of that stuff, and it's tradition. More than anything, it's children get their vacation time then, and you get to spend time with your family. So same with Thanksgiving. It's a time, that's the only time I get to see the rest of Ross's family that I never see, even though they live right up the road. It
Right.
sounds weird, but that's like the only time. Every time I go over there, I'm like, the kids are like, they grow like 2 feet every couple of years. It's insane.
Yeah, it's totally commercialized, and a lot of the meaning is lost. My dad was
You have to kind of create your own meaning for it too, though. Like, my mom and I, we never celebrated Christmas. We celebrated Kwanzaa instead. Now, I know that's hilarious, considering we are Snow White and the European genes, but we only celebrated that because my mom got paid. Like, it was due to when my mother got paid, because she was a single mom, right? And so we started our own tradition, which was Kwanzaa, because we found out it was like the same day or something like that. And so it became our thing, right? And we weren't culturally appropriating anything. We were just titling our version of a holiday that we were creating. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
I wouldn't be mad, though, if somebody in another, let's say in Australia, they start, I don't know, do they celebrate Thanksgiving in Australia?
No, it's not a done thing over here, because no one is thankful for anything. Really.
Well, especially now, I can... Sure.
Humbug.
I have Australian friends here who celebrate Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah.
So I wonder... You see, and I don't think that's a problem.
Well, first year I was over there in 2000 and at the end of 2005, no, was it then? Or I think we missed that one. No, it was November. I got there November 2nd. So I was there for Thanksgiving that year, and we went to a friend's place that we've been friends for about 8 or 9 years on Yahoo Chat at that point in time. So actually being there, we went and visited them, and they were doing Thanksgiving at that point in time. So I have experienced Thanksgiving, and I haven't eaten that much in years. Yeah, they put on a full spread.
America.
America.
That's how you know it's an American holiday. That's our trademark. That's like our one out of 2 holidays that we get, and both of them involve eating a lot.
Well, I like
every other country. That's just a Friday night because they have
Right. Thursday.
they actually cook.
Thursday. Yeah, last year when I did homeschool hell, it was pretty cool to teach the kids the different holidays and heritages and stuff, and so we wove like Kwanzaa mats and did all kinds of different stuff for different holidays around this time of year. And a lot of people get offended when people say happy holidays, and they're like, it's not happy holidays, it's Merry Christmas. But there are so many different holidays going on, like you said, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, we have Christmas, and isn't there something else going on? I think there's another one. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Boxing Day in Canada. I'm just kidding. But yeah, there's a number of holidays going on during this month, so it kind of makes sense. Did I lose it?
Back in a second. Just gotta go help them with the microwave.
So I remember last week we were talking about the astral world thing, and how I was no longer watching any footage from it, and I was no longer trying to tune into it, but yet I was still having these dreams and everything else, even though I'm trying to distance myself. That's why I don't like, it's really annoying when you wake up and you just feel like you've been working all night because you've been in the astral realm doing God knows what, and it's not usually a pretty thing. And I told you I had that dream about those bodies in this apartment complex / hotel. I don't really know what it was. Anyway, so not sure if that's related, but I was having a really clear moment, and I just kind of asked, unconsciously, what was that all about? And I got the creepiest freaking answer from some sort of a spirit. I don't know who or what it was. It sounded like maybe a male, or if it was a spirit guide, it was genderless. I have no idea. But the answer was really, really scary. And I don't know if this is true, if this was maybe a negative entity that said this, because I was at work and there's some weird stuff there. But it basically said, I said, what happened? And they said, we were trying to create rage through sound. It gives me the chills. It was something like that. It was we were creating rage through sound. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I thought maybe those clips and all of the footage from that event, and the reason why it rubs me the wrong way is because it rubs everyone the wrong way, and maybe it does something to people's brains. So maybe it's not this huge conspiracy, more like mass manipulation through sound. Maybe, I know this sounds completely crazy, and I don't like to go to these places because I sound like a nutbag, but it's possible that the imagery and the sound, and it was like a subconscious thing. Maybe it wasn't it was people somehow got angry and caused tragedy because of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was pretty creepy. I might even try to add Kinsey on for this, because she's got a pretty interesting theory here. He had said things in previous concerts that he didn't say on that one, but just the things see you on the other side, and there's the tunnel to hell looking thing going on, and pretty creepy stuff. So she was saying it was something like mass sacrifice or whatever, like trying to sacrifice souls or something. But let me see if I can get her in here really quick to talk about that. Unfortunately, Cheyenne won't be joining us this evening because I guess she had a pretty major anxiety attack earlier. So is sleeping right now. Her mom texted and let me know that. But let me add Kinsey here. Clay. Yeah, poor girl.
I've had quite a bit of anxiety lately. It's clearing up, though. I think that eclipse still, like, I think it affects everyone differently, but eclipses are all about, like, finality.
Hello!
Hey, Mama, what's up?
We were calling you about the Travis Scott thing. We wanted to get your take on the, what was it called again, Mia?
Astroworld.
Astroworld.
I mean, well, I mean, yeah,
there's a lot
people
to
died
unpack.
because, yeah, I know I haven't been on that topic in a while. 8 people passed away because people just, like, don't know how to act anymore. They're literally, like, suffocating because there were so many people in the venue, and then he continued to just keep doing his thing.
Yeah.
But it was weird. A lot of weird stuff happened this November.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that people were actually taking the bodies and, like, body surfing them to the back so they could, you know, get some sort of help quicker. But what other things weird have happened this month that you're talking about?
Well, there was, like, a school shooting, and then just a lot of deaths, I've noticed.
Oh, that parade thing, too. That was crazy. Crazy terrible.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, there was just different things that you had said about the Travis Scott thing before, like the tunnel and the see you on the other side, and some things that he had said prior to that concert as well that were kind of
the theme of the whole concert was see you on the other side. I mean, the tunnel you go through his mouth, which he's always had that for years, but on the other side it was like his face, but kind of like a double face. Yeah, the literal theme was see you on the other side, so it was kind of odd.
Kind of weird. Okay, well, I don't want to keep you too long.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get your take on it because I couldn't remember everything you said, and what you were saying was pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, I just found it definitely very weird and eerie.
Sweet. Well, thanks for coming on for a second, sister.
Yeah, Mama. Love you.
Love you too. Bye. Yeah, and then you were talking about that concert that you had attended, Mia, and just the weird feelings that you were getting there as well. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's yes, that was very interesting. But the other weird thing is a lot of these trials, these shootings, these things that are happening. And now we have, of course, dun dun dun, another COVID virus going around, but it's called that. It's called something else.
Omicron. Yeah. It's the Omicron strain.
Yeah.
Well, I was calling it Amiga last year before they even named it, so we got close.
You called it what?
Yeah,
I called it the Omega strain.
Omega, that's close. Omicron.
Yeah.
Omega.
Well, I heard
yeah,
this morning,
big. They got to use some sort of a big name to instill fear upon the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to have some kind of ominous Omicron. Doesn't that sound like a trick?
It sounds like the Decepticon.
Like an evil one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do to your subconscious. Like, come on now. So we have all of this stuff coming out, but we also have the Ghislaine Maxwell. She's supposed to be right now it's her trial. I believe it started already, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's on the 28th. And it's just interesting how none of that is getting any news coverage. And if you look at the list of names that are on the Epstein Island, you have Sony Entertainment is one. You have CBS, and these are all just representatives. Disney's on there as well. Kanye West, of course, all the you have one that just says the city of New York. You know that's a politician. Like it's just kind of interesting how none of this is being mentioned, and this is a really, really big deal. And it's not on any news outlet. Like you can find it, you can Google it, but it's not being covered at all. You would think something this big. I mean, the Jodi Arias trial, and all she did was kill her boyfriend, was televised from. I mean, she couldn't use the bathroom without cameras, or coverage of some kind, and everything that you see on Ghislaine Maxwell's deal is the cartoon art of the courtroom and things like that, and it's all hearsay too. It's just it's written like it's court reported and everything else, and it could be, but I think they're probably actually treating her like a princess in there. I think a lot of people are treating her. You don't think that these people and companies aren't sending her money and bribes and threats, and it just bothers me that we have all of these other things that are getting all this mass media coverage, and this should be the biggest one, and it just kind of fizzled out. And it scares me in the sense that I'm like, well, what next? Are they going to have to create another Astroworld type situation to distract us when it really hits the fan?
That's just what I was about to say. They'll distract you with one thing over here when they're really doing something over here.
You can't die. It would be the dumbest thing in the world to stage another suicide for her. And, maybe Epstein did kill himself, but he probably only did because someone else was going to do it in a worse way. That's the only way I think he killed himself, if he got a worse threat than hanging, and he was like, well, better just get this over with. If he's not alive somewhere.
Right. Well, with Robert in Australia, I was just, I check the news every night on YouTube, different channels and different things going on around the world, and I saw that they're sending a bunch of military and officers and whatnot over to, I can't remember where it was, to help with what's going on over there. Do you think that's a distraction from what they're really trying to do there in Australia?
With all the fires? Yeah. I haven't kept up with that one, but it could be a distraction because they're sending people overseas to fight a fire. Like they normally do that when over there in California is burning. They'll send Australian firefighters over there. But since COVID, I don't know whether they've been able to, and there haven't been any fires over there to fight either. So I think they're just sending them over to, where is it? I think it's over in the islands, in Papua New Guinea, or was it Belize? No, it wasn't Belize. I'll have a look up where it is.
The Solomon Islands.
Yeah, that's nearby, so yeah, there'd be low chance of getting COVID from fighting the fires over there.
Yeah, and going back.
The other weird thing about
Go ahead.
What is it? Jolene or Ghislaine, I don't know. Is I saw this transcript, and it was basically like a court reporting deal where they asked her, "Are you an American citizen?" She says yes. It says, "Are you also a I forget if it was English citizen or citizen of, I don't know." But they asked her a couple questions. She said yes. And then she said, "Are you a citizen anywhere else?" I think they said Australia as well. And they said, "Are you a citizen anywhere else?" And she giggled, and she said, Terra Mar. Terra Mar project is like a nonprofit that basically has a lot of companies were involved in donating to this nonprofit, but it's kind of like a shell company. Like, they don't really know. They're supposed to save the ocean or something. But really, what I think, because supposedly she owned a bunch of, it was basically like ownership of the ocean with freaking submarines and stuff. And so my thought is like, these capitalists and big ballers donated to this shell company as a project to save the oceans, but it was really a project to own the oceans and maybe create some sort of like an underwater country of their own. It's just really creepy, the whole thing, because she said she's a citizen of Terramar and giggled. I'm like, so you're trying to build a freaking underwater empire of some kind, or or something weird, or maybe it has to do with another island, I don't know, but that was just interesting.
Yeah,
She lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Jolene Maxwell. Jolene or whatever. Jolene. I can never say her. I really don't know how to say it. I think it's Jolene. Jolene.
I don't even know who she is. Who the heck is that? Is that the wife of that, I don't know. Who is she?
Epstein. Epstein's long-term girlfriend / madam for the...
Yeah, she set up all these
trafficking.
Or whatever. Yeah, she's the one that brought the girls in, right? For him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rick's just added a bit. She was born in France, but she recently gave up her French nationality. Thank you.
Very nice. Yeah, he said he's using a
I
pair
did
of
not know that.
headphones tonight or whatnot, so I don't know if it's like it cuts out where we can't hear him at all. I'm sorry. Thanks for catching that.
She's just kept checking citizenship. Thank you, Ricky Bobby.
Rick and Bobby. Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy sad what elites get away with. Oh my.
Ghislaine. Okay, perfect. So it is Ghislaine. I didn't know if it was Jelaine or Ghislaine, but I knew it was in there. I want to call her Jiz something, though, because obvious reasons.
Yes.
And that's Ghislaine. It's
I'll remember her
Ghislaine.
as Psycho Hose Beast.
There we go.
So different sightings have been happening. Hello. What is it? Nope, I'm doing a show.
Then why isn't your door locked?
Because I can't find my lock. You know that I'm doing a show. I love you, but you cannot hang out.
Why not?
Because. So there's been different sightings recently of Mothman. But I don't know, when I saw these videos, to me it looked like a witch on a broom flying through the air. Have you seen any of those, you guys? On
I haven't.
Yeah, there was one, and I think it was fucking Chicago or somewhere like that, and it's really bad windstorm, and you see one flying through the air, and then you see another one like up above it, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's a UFO, but the way it's like flapping and stuff, somebody tried to say, no, the Jersey Devil. It's the Jersey Devil. To me, it looked like a witch. And then just today, I saw another video of a UPS guy who generally doesn't do anything paranormal on his channel. It's just like random everyday stuff. And there was a freaking broomstick just floating in the air, just sitting there in the air. No cables, no anything holding it up. I thought that was kind of interesting. those different settings, different witches all over the place. Even in different countries. I don't know what's going on with that.
There was a old conspiracy theorist guy, I don't remember if it was a podcast, or I think it might have been a book that I had read like years ago, or I think it was like he was on like a podcast, I don't really know. But his theory on Mothman was that these reptoid creatures actually that live under the earth, that is what he claims is actually Mothman. It's actually like a flying reptilian type of creature, was his theory. No, I'm not sure, but
yeah,
the way he presented it sounded like it could be possible.
Right?
Anything could be possible at this point.
Right. I know, things have gone weird. Weirder. Especially in Brisbane. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Also, the return of dinosaurs. You know, people talk about thunderbirds or really, really giant birds. And then recently I saw a video from somebody, and it looked just like a freaking pterodactyl in the sky. It's like, what the crap? Like here in the Four Corners, there's been sightings of like T-Rex, little baby T-Rexes, or what are the other ones? That raptors, little raptors.
Yes.
But nothing like the thunderbird, or I like to call it thunder chicken. But I think thunderbirds and pterodactyls are basically the same thing, aren't they? As far as cryptids.
Yes. Yeah, supposedly they evolved. I like the, what's it called? It's like the Parasaurus or something like that. The ones with the bones on their head that like kind of go back.
Triceratops?
No, they're not Triceratops. I'll get a picture. Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture. They're called Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus? I'm probably not saying that correctly. But they're really cool. And I thought if I was a dinosaur when I was a little kid, I would say this is the dinosaur that I would be. Because I was kind of a nerd. Still am. Let's see. I'll get you a picture of it. One sec here. Heck. Just got the picture, but it's not here.
Ew. Robert just posted a Doctor Who reptilian creature from the dawn of time. Rick says, ooh, beautiful. My poor kids, I don't know, I'm pretty sure they got a pretty bad case of eczema, both of them on their hands. My son's like, I'm like, how are you? Because I keep putting like coconut oil and stuff on it. And he's all, how are your hands? And he's like, oh, they're good. And then I felt him. I'm like, yeah, if you're a freaking lizard. I don't know if it's because of them washing their hands so much and then using the sanitizer on their hands, plus the cold weather, or what. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to get them in to get some eczema medicine. Oh, I see.
Yes, those ones. Yes, those are the ones. Oh, yes, Robert sent a picture. What is that called? A cassowary?
Yeah, cassowary.
I've seen them. They are evil.
To put it mildly.
They are living dinosaurs, and they have attitudes.
Yes. Oh, hell yes.
They will kill you.
Well, there's one that I know of up in Etty Bay.
They'll try to meet with you.
They have a caravan park up there, and one of these walks around it thinking that it owns the place. And it will actually go into the caravans looking for food, and you just have to stay very still if they go into your caravan.
Yeah, those things are very terrifying. It does make me a little bit thankful as beautiful that beach is that I live here in Colorado, because if I had to deal with those.
What was that
I
other
know.
bird? It's got like a super huge beak, and it totally looks like a dinosaur. Man.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
Which
though.
one? Oh, okay. I know what you're
It's
talking about.
massive beak.
They're
Like,
scary looking.
yeah,
And it makes a,
Okay,
a
snapping sound.
Yeah, like
Yes.
something.
Yes. Okay. It is called a dun dun
A
dun
sword-billed... No.
Audubon. No.
What the crack is that?
Shoebill. Right?
Shoebill, yeah.
The shoebill? Yeah, African shoebill. Yeah, those are scary. Like, I don't even know.
Totally a dinosaur.
I don't know. Everything about this, just everything about, like, their faces and their sounds. Actually, birds are kind of terrifying, to be honest. My roosters terrify me. They try to kill me. I feed them every day, and yet I'm serious. They flap up in my face and try to peck my eyes out, and
Ungrateful bastards.
yes. Okay, I'm gonna send it the shoebill. Terrifying creatures.
Yeah, look at that thing. I want one and I
Yeah.
want it right now, Daddy.
No. It's a hard no.
I think I'll stick with the little ones that just tear my hands apart.
Well, if even the roosters, my roosters are bantams, they're minis, so they're very, very small. The fact that they still instill fear in me, as small as they are, I could literally just take my foot and step on them and they'd be dead. Like, but just the anger and hatred that they have is terrifying.
Well,
I only
roosters-
imagine.
Chickens and roosters do come from T-Rex, so maybe
They do.
maybe they put out the I'm bigger than what I think I am sort of influence.
Indeed, probably so. My hens are nice. I've had some hens that were like my best buddies, so I don't think they came from T-Rexes. Probably the para whatever Saurus is or something.
Yeah, Sandra in the chat room is saying bantam roosters are scary. I don't know. I think roosters, period, are scary. One of my earliest memories was going to my grandma's house, and they had a horse, and for some reason it was in the garage, and that horse always had this certain rooster hanging out with it. And I go out there to see the horse, and I'm petting the horse, and all of a sudden the rooster jumps on my head and starts clawing my head off. So ever since then, I've been afraid of roosters. I guess.
Oh, you're about the so they opened a 2,500-year-old ancient Egyptian tomb for the first time because that's smart.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. No,
Let's release any diseases they might have had in the tomb for 25,000 years.
But a lot of those were like cursed intentionally, and had like cursed objects and things. Like I remember I forget. My history is terrible, but I remember there was some sort of an object. It was like a valuable object that was in one of the tombs, and then some country took it, and then there was wars, and they returned it because it was like, like wars and floods and stuff, and they're like, no, they were right. You can have it back. Forget what that was.
I don't know. I think it was King Tut or King Tutankhamun's tomb, where a bunch of stuff was taken or whatever. And yeah, like you said, all of these are cursed. And then, of course, they open the sarcophagus, which the mummy is in. I mean, I don't know. I know we have scientific methods that we do, but there's certain things you shouldn't do, just out of respect as a human being. But I know it's a learning process, so you gotta go in and get their grubby fingers and everything. And They're still
Okay,
passing
so
them around all over the place, aren't they? I mean, that's insane.
I guess in hieroglyphics, this is what it said in hieroglyphics on one of the tombs or in one of the pyramids or something. It said, "Cursed be those who disturb the rest of a pharaoh. They shall break the seal of this tomb, shall meet death by disease that no doctor can diagnose." They already did this. They already did this. Stupid people opening that tomb probably brought on that other strain of COVID.
Well, that
The
started down in South Africa,
Octagon
didn't
or
it?
whatever it is.
Omicron.
The timing certainly adds up.
Yeah. 9 deaths attributed to ancient Egyptian curse. Yeah, wasn't it Tutankhamun's where, like, so many people on that team, one after the other, died, and then different people related to that as well?
Yes, I remember something vaguely like, Tutankhamun's curse. Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king. It says a warning on Tutankhamun's tomb. It was ignored by Egyptologist Lord Carnarvon. Carnarvon. That's such a weird word. Lord Carnarvon. Sorry. This is why I'm terrible at this. And discoverer Howard Carter, when they decided to open the tomb in 1922. Lord Carnarvon. What? Carnarvon. Carnarvon.
Carnarvon.
Carnarvon. What?
Carnarvon.
Carnarvon.
Yeah, we have a big trench type thing called the Carnarvon Gorge. So that's pretty much, I think, what they call it.
But when you say it with your accent, it sounds so much prettier. Carnarvon,
Carnarvon.
Instead, I'm reading it in a very American Carnarvon. Was the financial backer of the team, and he died 4 months after opening the tomb. Yeah, so that is correct. What is interesting is he died of a mosquito's bite on his cheek, and when he died, all the lights in his home went out mysteriously. And now they're opening this tomb because we don't have enough crap going on. Like, whose idea was... It's intentional. I'm convinced that all of this is by design.
Yeah. It should be left alone. But it is interesting. Like, could you imagine working on one of those teams and all of a sudden you find all these different things? And it's funny how things are sometimes hidden not in the tombs or whatever, but near the tomb, like under a shelf of rocks or something. A whole family of the pharaoh was found, including a pharaoh, under a shelf not too long ago. And of course they extracted them as well, because why let anyone rest in peace? I mean, we can't have that.
No. Don't honor anything. I mean, at some point, obviously, it's been around this long. It's either going to be around forever or get destroyed naturally when the time is right. Why? I'm going to check out the one that they opened. It doesn't... No, I don't want to watch a video. Let's see.
Well,
King Dozier, or Dozier, is... So it was a king, obviously, not just some rando. But typically, if they're mummified, I think they're royal of some kind. What I want to know is, was there a message by the tomb, and what did it say? What shall we expect? Floods, famine? Like, I just want to know.
Yeah, just to come. I don't know, there's been crazy things, like, as far as those things go, or even, speaking of the Bible, like, tons of grasshoppers, or, what do they call them in the Bible? I can't remember.
Locusts,
just everywhere. You're trying to drive through a place, and all you can see is locusts, and hear locusts crunching under your wheels. Different disease, famine, droughts, fires. Poor California, man. Recently, they've got this major storm going on that's blowing over trees and causing even more fires.
Yikes.
It's pretty a pretty place to live, but seems pretty uninhabitable as far as that goes. Just move.
Definitely.
Just don't come
Even
here.
from the time I used to love California and going to California when I was a kid. I mean, it was just so fun and nice. And then it just got so many people. I mean, there was a lot of people, but there is a lot of people now. Like, I don't know how many times it doubled, quadrupled. I don't know how many millions of times in the past, 20 years. But it's been quite a bit. And I don't know, but I've had this weird, like, inkling recently. Like, I had a dream about a waterfall, and somehow I knew it was in California, and it got me on a hunt to find a picture of this waterfall. And what I found is there's, like, this drive that it's like a 2-day trip in Northern California where you can see, like, 14 waterfalls. Like, a 2-day, like, waterfall trip up in Northern California. And I'm like, that sounds really, really fun. Something to do, so I may actually do that. Northern California is beautiful. All of California is really nice. It's just sad what people have done to it.
Or you can drive through Portland and out to the Dalles and see about 6 in 2 hours.
There you go.
And as for moving, absolutely. I'd be advising the people that live in Tornado Alley to move, because why build something where you know there's going to be a tornado coming through?
You know what's really weird about that, Robert? Okay, tornadoes. My daughter, Kinsey, who we just spoke to earlier, was like, I had this really crazy dream, and we were at a game or something, and all of a sudden, all these little tornadoes started popping up, and, like, they would start splitting and causing more tornadoes. And I was like, that is so freaky, because years ago, I had that dream, and it was out this way, and they're coming our direction, and no matter what we did, like, they kept multiplying. And then Vern, not long ago, had a same dream as far as tons of tornadoes coming after us, and then she's got it going on, and I'm like, what
I
the
had
hell?
it about a year ago.
Seriously?
I had that same dream. I'm not even kidding you. I've had the little tornado dream, and what that means, it means you feel like your life is chaotic and you have a lot of fear. It's actually, there's a psychology dream. There's a psychology aspect to that particular dream, because I've had tornado dreams quite a few times. But I've had the one with the little tornadoes, and I've had one with one giant tornado before. But I think it has to do with you're overwhelmed in your waking life, if I remember correctly, because I 100% believe that is crazy, though, that everyone feels that way, I guess.
Like my
Yeah.
There's a hole in the ground in the garage, and I don't know how deep the water is, but there's water in the bottom. It looks like a little concrete bench or something in there, and it's always creeped us out, so we kind of covered it up. But I'm like, we need to uncover that, because, I had that dream where it was coming after us, so I went to that hole and I opened it up, and there was some exposed wires or whatever that weren't active, and I just wrapped them around myself, and I held Kinsey and Nova in my arms as this tornado is trying to suck me up, and I was able to save me and my kids. I have no idea where Vern was. But yeah, just that she had the same thing, and it's not just like one tornado, it's many little ones. And Vern had it, and I think Nova said she had one too. So I don't know, it's just kind of creeping me out.
Well, out at Yeppoon, 30 minutes drive east of here, they've just been having water spouts showing up in the water. So yeah, they're definitely active, and we haven't even had the first cyclone yet, but they're having the little water spouts showing up in photographs.
And that's totally what it reminded me of, was a water spout, because of how small it was. But yeah, it was pretty creepy. Pretty creepy. Well, on that note, you guys, let's go to our first music break. On this break, we have Gravity from Krakow, Poland with Throw You Away, as well as Take a Walk in My Shoes. Then we have Prime Example with Miss Carolyn Giles singing Dancing Machine. And then Fred Johnson III singing Sugar. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
By the way, little mama, can we be friends? I can't let this night just end. I really wanna know if I can see you again. Give me your number, we'll get back on the scene. We can hit another club if that's your thing. We'll be partners in crime, you and me, as we ripping up floors like two dancing machines.
Down the street, thinking all the things you said you need. Well, don't you tell me, baby, how do you feel? So I walk down the street, thinking all the things you said you need. Well, don't you tell me, baby, how do you feel? Don't you take a walk? Well, don't you take a walk? In my shoes, why don't you take a walk? Before you tell me what to do. Don't you take a walk? Don't you take a walk? In my shoes, why don't you take a walk? Before you tell me what to do. No, it's easy. You tell me what to do. Have you ever stopped to think all the things that I've been through? No, it's easy. You tell me what to do. Have you ever stopped to think all the things that I've been through? Don't you take a walk? Don't you take a walk? In my shoes, don't you, baby, take a walk? Before you tell me what to do. Don't you take a walk? Don't you take a walk? In my shoes, don't you, baby, take a walk? Before you tell me what to do.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us this evening on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Tonight we have the Paradox Paranormal Forum, where we are joined by Miss Mea Savage, Mr. Robert White, and Rick Kirkby somewhere. He had to go deal with a dog, but I haven't seen him back recently. Welcome back, you guys, and thanks for hanging out with me tonight.
Anytime.
Cat wanted in, now he wants back out. He can't make up his mind. What?
Then they want back in, then they want back out, then they want back in.
They just want to see how much they can get from you. I'm convinced that my cat just thinks that I'm literally there to serve her. It's so creepy. Like, if I get up at 4 a.m. because I have not been sleeping well, and once I get up, I cannot fall back asleep. I'm falling asleep well. Usually I have trouble falling asleep. Now, it's the opposite. Now I'm falling asleep just fine, but then I'm waking up, and then I'm not being able to go back to sleep.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter if it's 4 a.m. or whatever, the cat knows I'm awake, and she will jump up on the bed, stare into my eyes, like, feed me. And, like death stare almost. And it's really creepy. And then I go to the bathroom, and then she'll just, like, run under my feet, like, feed me. And I'm like, it's 4 a.m. I do not work for you. You do not own me. She thinks she owns me. Anyway.
I saw this post last week that said that cats generally get on your keyboard because they try to mirror what you're doing or whatever. And so she bought her cat a little tiny keyboard, and he just lays by his little tiny, laptop now. When she's on her laptop, he'll lay by his little tiny laptop. I don't know if
I need to get mine a phone.
Right? Here's your phone. Leave me alone.
I actually think it's just because they want to take away whatever joy that you have, or anything that takes your attention off of them for too long, or they get offended.
Well,
and then they think, they feel like they're losing control, and so they need to, like, regulate and, like, stop you.
Yeah, Shadow got hurt.
Remind you who's boss.
She got some sort of cut on her, so I was taking care of her, and used to be, Toothless and I were pretty close, and then after she was hanging out with me for a little over a week till she got better, now he won't have anything to do with me until now. Now he's, like, all up in my stuff. Probably because I introduced him to whipped cream the other night. I gave him a little taste of whipped cream from my pie from Thanksgiving dinner that I finally got to eat at about 9 o'clock in the evening. And it was funny, I gave him a taste, and then he kept pawing at my plate, like, give me some more of that. Give me some more of that creamy sweetness.
I thought yesterday was Thanksgiving. I've been working so much. I worked 12 days in a row. Aww. We need to hire someone, and I'm telling them, I have a girlfriend. Come in. You will be begging her as soon as I leave. You guys don't realize how much amazing that I am. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, like, there's 2 people that are out with COVID that live in Farmington.
Oh, crap.
And yes, that has taken a damper. And then we had one that was on vacation for a while. And yeah.
Well, nobody else in the crew got COVID from them, did they?
No. And I don't think it's possible, because I had it, but I had it way, way, way earlier. And also, I wasn't around them. I hadn't seen them before then. They weren't even, I don't even think they're there when I'm there. I don't even know when they're there, because I only saw them when we were harvesting a few months ago. I don't know. They must work when I don't work, like on Mondays or something. But they do, they have another job where they're around people quite a bit. So I'm assuming, I mean, I don't know. I'm not even going to try. I met another guy on Thanksgiving that, I guess he got COVID really bad, but it was after he got his shot too. So a lot of people are getting it really bad post-vaccine. So it's like, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah. And then with this new Omicron, or whatever they call it, Omniverse. Omniverse. Oh, BTO. But they're saying, like, they don't even know if the
I don't know.
vaccination will help with that. And then, you know, they keep blaming unvaccinated people. But look, vaccinated people are still getting it too and spreading it. So I don't know. So when we left off...
Ominous Tron.
Ominous Tron.
That's what we call it.
Cousin of Optimus Prime. Celebrity sausage you were talking about. What is this celebrity sausage?
I think the real changing point in my life was right before this eclipse. I learned about celebrity sausage. Thinking this was a joke, there was an advertisement on YouTube. And it was for celebrity meat. They take the cells. I'll read it. I had to go check it out and see if this was an actual website. Now I know some of the celebrities on board, so I will read you those as well. Process. We start with top quality ingredients and time-honored recipes for the creation of fine cured meats. We mix celebrity and animal meats, grown in-house through a proprietary culturing process, into curated salami blends. Starting with biopsied myoblast cells, we grow our healthy, rich meat in Bite Lab's own bioreactors. Our process yields high-quality luxury protein in a sustainable manner that eliminates environmental and ethical concerns associated with traditional livestock production. So, they take the cells from celebrities, grow them into few organs, something like that, in a lab, and mix them with regular meat, and voila, celebrity sausage.
Jim Morris in the chat room said Soylent Green. What?
The company is called Bite Labs, so if anyone wants, I know at this point I'm just promoting. You can taste the fine flavors of James Franco. I don't know why. Oh, and this is what he says. It says, he's sexy, he's artsy, let's make him salami.
I'm just thinking Elvis burgers. Oh, that's some modified meat.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence, a different type of Hunger Game.
What the crap? And this is, like, for real.
J-Law salami will be complemented by a mixture of rabbit and pork, a charming, confident flavor profile. The J-Law salami is coarse and ground into a rustic style. Oh my god. Kanye West.
Yeah.
And Ellen DeGeneres. Please welcome the Ellen salami. As a salami, we see Ellen salami composition blended with ostrich, black pepper, and garlic. And isn't she vegan? I mean, like, I thought she was, like, vegan or something. And garlic with a playful kick of mustard, giving the Ellen salami a highly approachable and well-rounded flavor. Oh, my God. So, what do we think about celebrity sausage?
Dancing on your taste buds to random tunes. Ew. I tried clown once, but it tasted kind of funny.
I bet it tasted better than Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh my gosh. I can't even believe it's a thing. And they're, genetically making this. Like, ew. Grete.
Robert says, Oprah Burger, you get me, everyone gets meat.
Everyone gets meat. Skywatcher said one.
So now, like, all these conspiracy theorists with their adrenochrome, like, conspiracies and stuff are not sounding all that crazy. Everything that was once sounding completely insane, completely insane, like celebrities using children's blood and whatever from their pineal glands in their brain and and to make them younger or use it as a drug or something like that, or bathing in baby's blood to keep them young. Who knows? All sounded really crazy. And now, I don't know. Celebrity meat, though? Especially
and now scientists are saying
like
it's
an animal
completely true.
To is what, Robert?
And now scientists are saying that it's completely true.
And now the internet is like, I don't know, like I've always just looked at, like, it's the dawn. I don't know. I have no words for celebrity sausage, but it's there if you want it.
Yeah, Skywatcher in the chat room said, one gets to eat who they want. Oh boy, do I have a list.
Place. Other still screaming.
People on my list, but none of the above. Like, come on. James Franco?
Yeah, and of course that's first on the list. We've heard about that guy.
I know.
He's like,
well,
just put
supposedly,
the sausage in the...
I believe he is like a total jerk, and there's that movie about Molly's Game. I don't know if you've ever seen Molly's Game, and it's a true story about an illegal poker game that a bunch of celebrities and even like Mark Zuckerberg and a bunch of other people would go to these poker games somewhere, I'm assuming in LA, and apparently this girl, Molly something, wrote a book about it, and then they created a movie, but they couldn't name any of them. But I think he was one of the ones that she named because he was such a jerk and did so many questionable things, if I recall. And what's funny is my friend knows the real guy from that created that poker game, and she's got stories. I have to talk to her, but his name was left, I think, anonymous as well in the book or whatever, and she also left a lot of stuff out. Like, apparently Molly actually was banging the guy, and in the book it made it sound like, and probably some of the celebrities, but anywho. I wonder if I could eat my dog, just like send the skin cells.
Ew.
so we can become one, grow it into a liver and boil it or something.
I know you would think with all the advances that they've made that they would be making kidneys and livers and hearts and different things that people actually need, not so we could eat celebrities, but so we could live. It's so disgusting.
Oh yeah, because we are a very intelligent race, aren't we? Like come on, like our moral compass is completely wrong. Yet cannibalism is illegal. Like, what? Define cannibalism, because that's cannibalism. That's what that is. You're eating human cells. You're eating human, regardless of whether it was grown in a lab or naturally. You are eating human flesh, and that is disgusting. And how would you like to be that celebrity?
Oh, no.
How would you like to be that celebrity, right? Like knowing that people could be eating parts of you forever.
Well, it makes me wonder if they signed up for this, because how else would they get those cells?
Oh, of course they did. And of course it would be them. I mean, all the weirdos, like all the complete and total weirdos of the celebrity world. Like, those are the only ones apparently that they could get to sign on board so far.
Ugh. And what's the list again? We got James Franco,
Jennifer Lawrence, and Kanye West. Fucking Kanye. Excuse my French.
It's all good.
Oh my goodness. I know. I just...
Speaking of Kanye, I saw a post the other day that was showing what slave shoes used to look like, and his sandals that he put out look exactly like these slave shoes that they used to have, like, a nail in the back or whatever, but his don't have the nail, I guess, but they look exactly the same.
I'm sure it's just a coincidence, because he wouldn't know that, right?
Who knows? I don't know.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Did you see what he did to his head? Course. And then he's wearing these crazy, like, masks and just crap all the time. What did he do to his face, too, I wonder?
And then the whole weird prayer thing with like, it was like Kanye West praying with Marilyn Manson, like covered in sheets or some weird thing. Oh gosh, it was the creepiest. It was like I don't look up celebrities. This stuff is just thrown in your face by the internet. Okay, like I could care less, but unfortunately, it's just, I don't remember what day it was. It was like a Halloween, like it was supposed to be like, yeah, I didn't even look into it. It was just an interesting sight to see Marilyn Manson, I think it was Kanye West, and Justin Bieber all wearing these weird sheets, like praying to the Lord, probably like Lucifer. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just interesting how much this stuff like messes with their minds and creates like such a false, like just weird, and then everyone else has to deal with it. Like they throw it in your faces. Who cares about Kim Kardashian? Who freaking cares? I have not watched one episode of whatever the Kardashian show in my entire life. Yeah, I cannot do anything without getting a freaking notification somewhere or something, a video, a TikTok, a YouTube, who knows? Even like on the news, like on your phone has that stupid news thing that'll just notifications that'll pop up, and I'm like, I don't care. Why are you throwing this? Who cares about her? Who genuinely cares about her? I've never met a person that genuinely was like, yeah, I just look up to her so much. She's just such a great person. Like, said no one.
Except for the inmate or 5 that she got freed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
with a lot
that.
of these celebrities, especially these days, musicians...
That her publicist got free and whoever else got free.
Right.
President and whoever.
But they're saying they sell their soul to the devil. Even, I don't know if you saw the 2 guys from, I think they're from Cuba. I'm an island boy. Island boy. And I've been teasing my son with that song.
I'm aware of them.
Yeah, I actually got a video from somebody, and it was like 2 little people in a sink singing the Island Boy song. So that's when I first heard about him. But this guy came out and said that he actually sold his soul. And there's so many different artists that supposedly did, one being Ariana Grande. And it's showing like different things in her videos and different things in her lyrics that prove that she's done this. And so it makes you wonder, did Justin Bieber and Kanye and Marilyn Manson, you would think Marilyn Manson, of course, do this as well? And that's why would these 3 people of all people be in one group, like praying together? Like, I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder, did they actually do that? Was it worth it? What do you get out of it? Well, money and fame. When do they collect? Well, you never know. I guess when they're ready.
I don't know if it's necessarily selling your soul or doing black magic of some kind, just in general, that has been used for a long time within secret societies to obtain these things, or if it's just these societies, right, that have all these connections, and you have to do all of this stuff. I mean, the spiritual stuff aside, you have to prove yourself to them to move up the ranks. They all know each other, even the most unlikely of sorts, like Justin Bieber and freaking Marilyn Manson. Like, people don't think of that, putting them in the same category, but they're probably hanging out all the time at their weird little ritual things and stuff. And like, the parties are insane. They take your phones away. You have to sign an NDA. This girl I know, like, you have to sign an NDA just to go into a party. Even other celebrities have to friggin' sign an NDA, put their phone in a basket or give it to the coat man or whatever, whoever's there, and in order to get in. And I understand that's their protection against, you know, the whatever, the paparazzi, whatever. They don't want photos of them, you know, snorting rails of coke off of somebody's butt. But I totally get it. But I don't know. There's just something else that's fishy. I think that there's like a total system of getting in the club, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and one of those things is you swear of silence, like you're not supposed to say anything, really, right? So wouldn't this guy that sold his soul actually be breaking the contract by saying his soul?
Yeah. And that's why they always put their fingers on their lips in photos, too. It's like...
And then the triangle.
Yep, like, I'm part of the club, guys. I don't know if it's as satanic as some people like to say, or if it's just, like, the hierarchy of humanity since the dawn of time type of thing. They have it down to a science now. You do one thing they don't like, they're going to just sabotage you. They're just going to completely...
Jim just came out with a new burger that can go with celebrity sausages, and he's like, it's a Gates burger full of nanobots.
Perfect. Is anyone else scared to what's going to happen to Facebook? I'm not, because I'm never on it, but...
Aren't they changing it to Meta or something like that? And one of my favorite people, oh my gosh, from India, holy crap, I can't even think of his name right now. Anyways, one of their things that they do is Meta something. It's a healing process for the spirit and mind and body and whatnot. And they were doing a Facebook Live the other day, and they're like, and of course, Facebook is changing their name to Meta, but this has nothing to do with that. So try to ignore that. But, yeah. What else is going to happen? What are you talking about with Facebook?
Well, I've heard a lot of different theories, and it's hard to explain. There was a video that I watched on someone else's kind of prediction of it. I really don't know. They said that there might be some like virtual reality stuff involved and something else. I don't really know at some point, but I think initially it might be more just advertisements type of thing.
Your conversation and giving you those ads.
Yeah. There's probably going to be a nice little knickknack, the little metaborg that you got to buy and put in your home, and it's just this tiny little silver bullet, but little do you know it's listening to you, watching you, and will probably explode if it doesn't like you. And
you have gone against the community standards. Boom.
Yeah, boom. You spoke truth. Go away.
You cannot be allowed to say that. Kablooey.
Then you'll have Mark Zuckerberg. Friggin'.
I know. Look at his hair.
I am sorry. We had some malfunctions with our metaborgs. We are prepared to solve this issue. In a weird way,
your consciences will be added to our own.
I used to have a huge crush on Data from Star Trek. Well, that's what I was going to say. If I look at him like Data, I mean, he's kind of hot, honestly. Like, if I just imagine him as a robot, maybe I have a thing. I don't know.
Well, if he's a robot, you can program him to do whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, they have brothels with nothing but...
they do. In
robots.
China and Japan, isn't it?
And in Germany as well.
Love bots, and that was a big thing. It actually started a few years ago. They were worried about their evolution, procreating, because with a robot. Did you see that?
I'd hate to be the cleanest for those.
I was just thinking that. Get out of my head. I was just thinking, those poor people that have to clean those robots all day, every day. Those poor robots, the things they've probably seen and heard. Because if they want a robot, they want to do some stuff that a real person probably wouldn't do. My brain doesn't even comprehend. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the worst part for me. Nothing against gay people or anything. I love everyone, and some of my favorite people have different thought processes, but Being a housekeeper in Aspen during gay ski week was not fun, I must say. It was my least favorite time. Lord. I did not want to clean that week. I'm like, I'm sick. Sorry.
Being in my guest bedroom after I know what was going on in there with my accountant and his little boy toy, it was not fun. And I just grabbed the sheets, closed the eyes, like.
Do not go in there with black lights on. It'd be blue strips or whatever they call it from.
No, Robert, no.
I have.
Honestly, I'm unfazed, but it's just a matter of like the in the air thing. I mean, if the same type of sex was going on, whether they're gay or straight, just that must and whatever else.
Hey, you know, if they're really smart,
the butt. I mean, in general.
When they build the sex bots, they can make themselves happen.
They can't.
They should.
Oh, they should. Yeah, they should. I'm like, if they should, or maybe they'll have a different robot for that. They'll make like a really, really like ugly one that looks like an ogre with just like one eye, and then you know it's the cleaning bot.
Yeah, make it a douchebag cleaner.
The cleaning bot. Yeah, there you go.
Or maybe that part like is detachable, and you know each client has to pay for that.
Just like that song. Detachable penis.
I hadn't heard that song in so long, and it just randomly came on somewhere the other day, and I'm like, wow, that's like crazy.
I
used to just crack up at that song.
Yeah, episode of the Dr. Demento show last weekend, I think. Could have been on there. That's where I heard it the first time.
Yeah, I heard it. There was like the last independent radio show in Arizona that I would listen to, and that would be one of the songs that would come on late at night. And then they also had Dr. Drew, and it was back before he was like, before he was all arrogant and famous, though. Like, he was just really interesting to listen to, and all of these like completely clueless people calling in about like sexual problems, and I would listen to it
on MTV or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was on the radio like late at night, but it was just interesting to listen to. There's a lot of. I think there's got to be like some recordings of some of the stupid things that people said, though. Like I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I gave him a BJ. Can I get pregnant? I mean. I don't know.
And now it's time for sex talk. Come and listen.
Can males get pregnant as well? Oh, you guys. Come and listen. So I watched the last season of American Horror Story. I highly recommend it. The freak part about it is there was some things on there at the end of the episode. At the end of the season, in one of the episodes, couple of episodes, and it started talking about how the moon landing was fake, and then it started saying, well, maybe some of those conspiracy theorists were right, and it shows, like, it says that like there's a bunch of politicians that are actually reptiles and stuff, and I'm like, really?
More and more every day. There's more conspiracy.
This is either gonna, yeah, just the fact that it brought it up in such a big TV show. I mean, they probably just did it to mess with conspiracy theorists' heads a little, but still, like, it makes you think. I'm not saying I am one, but I must be because I'm thinking about it.
Skywatcher was wondering, was that KDKB or KUPD?
There was KUPD, but there was another one which was 103.9. So I think 103.9 was the independent one, if I recall. But I think maybe Dr. Drew might have been on not the independent one, but the KUPD. I think. Well, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's back in my memory banks when people used to listen to the radio. like 1955. Like it was yesterday. I remember.
Alabama.
We all gather around the radio. Listen to our Dr. Drew talking about condoms and safe sex. And
Now it's all done in the laboratory.
where they make celebrity sausage.
So you don't need to get a spranger on your hanger.
That shiz going on. Did you see the video of the glacier that had big chunk fall off of it, and then all of a sudden there was this sea monster that appeared?
No.
It was creepy.
I didn't see the sea monster. Saw the chunk fall off, but didn't see the sea monster, no.
Yeah, it was like
Nessie is my spirit animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this one, similar to Nessie, this part of the glacier fell off, and then all of a sudden, 2 humps popped up with spikes on them, certain distance apart, and then they went underwater. But yeah, that was pretty interesting to see that video. And there's a lake, several lakes, and I was trying to make mental notes, but you know how that goes. In Ireland, of course, they have one going on. Man, I'll have to look it up really quick. But there's different sea creatures and lake monsters that have been appearing recently, more and more being found. And there was actually a pair in one lake as well that was going on. Have you guys heard of
Don't drink the water! The fish make love in it.
Yes, it's their bathroom. But it's from a walk, these different two that I'm thinking of. Oh.
I'm trying to find that video, and I'm not able to. I'm only seeing a picture of this gigantic, quote, dragon sea monster filmed by tourists in Alaska. Mm-hmm. No one knows what it is. Oh, here is the video. I'll accept your cookies. Not that I care or want to, but yeah. I see the picture. And of course it's a what? It is a Swedish commercial. That is interesting. Dutch commercial for a nagelhopper candy bar or something like.
Yeah, there's been a lot popping up in Alaska. One has been there for a long time, in a certain lake that was recently spotted by 2 indigenous women over there that were talking, and I think they're sisters, but they got some video of that too. But that has been like in records for a very long time, throughout history for their tribe. Oh, and Nessie, we know about Nessie, and then I heard there was an actual younger one going on. There's the Morag in Loch Morar in Scotland, Worm Lagerfjord.
Yeah,
Iceland,
I remember something.
Ogopogo in Canada. There's several Lake Como. Oh, these aren't the lakes that it was a weird name for this loch. I was like, I'll definitely remember that, and of course, no, I don't.
Oh my goodness. There's this one article that says, scientists suggest that Nessie is really a circus elephant.
Yeah, sure. What the fuck?
Well, the picture makes it look like it could be a trunk and it could be swimming, because elephants do swim, I believe.
But they do eventually come out of the water.
Yeah. But that is... It lives in the water. I mean, come on, it's not very likely. But it never comes out of the water, it just chills in there and sticks its trunk up and...
Doesn't make sense to me.
That's not a trunk, first of all. I'm looking at it now. That is not a trunk. It could be a whale penis, but definitely not a trunk.
Robert, do you guys have any like sea monsters or anything down there in your area, in your neck of the woods?
Oh my goodness!
Nothing.
So
Nothing old. Just sharks and stuff like that, and crocodiles.
Yeah, scary enough.
this is creepy. There's a erotica novel. And I'm just going to show you the picture. It's an erotica novel, and it's called Taken by Nessie.
Oh, no.
This is the cover, guys.
Our chicken, big cow.
Lake Van in Turkey. That's the one I was looking for. I'm going to definitely remember this. So the lake in the region of Anatolia. Oh, what is it?
There's another one called Impregnated by Nessie.
Oh my gosh.
Are you? Oh.
Ganavari.
There's another one called Sexy Underwater Loch Ness Adventure. Bred by Nessie. Like, are these serious? Is that a fetish?
Bred by Nessie. Get a lot of dough.
I was gonna say, like, I've always had a thing for Nessie, but I always Nessie was not like that. No.
Nessie buns for your celebrity meat.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know.
We'll be making money in no time. We gotta patent that. We gotta patent that, Robert. Nessie buns. But this one that I was talking about.
Plesiosaur.
What? Oh, the dinosaur?
Plesiosaur? Plesiosaur?
Well, it'll please you till you so, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Here we go. But that's the dinosaur that they assumed could have been Nessie, or Nessie could have been.
Well, talking about it being an elephant, the lake monster that was in Lake Van of Turkey, when I watched that video, when the head was peeking out, it wasn't like the elephant forehead or anything, but the eye really resembled an elephant's eye. You could actually see the eye of it, and then it let out bubbles shortly before it went back down under the water. But yeah, that was an interesting one as well. It just seems like they're popping up everywhere, and instead of, the country's not, liking it or endorsing it, they're really taking advantage of the fact that there's a lot of tourists and stuff that come now just to try to see these different lake monsters or sea creatures. It's pretty cool.
I honestly can't wait until they actually make a Jurassic Park, because I've read multiple times that that's where we're headed. If they can make celebrity meat, I'm pretty sure they can make Jurassic Park happen.
What did you guys
they're going to bring back the dinosaurs. What if we keep doing this cycle over and
Movies to say why they should.
Dinosaurs kill off, and then we recreate the dinosaurs, then they kill us off, and then there's what if it's like a vicious cycle?
Right? Can't we just all get along? No, I saw a video from either Japan or China where there was a little baby triceratops, and the kids were all around it and petting it and stuff. I don't know if that was genetically done or if it was just actually there. And even on different pyramids and stuff, like in Mayan civilization, there's different carvings of dinosaurs on some of their stuff. So it just makes you wonder, is stuff reappearing or has here and just coming out? I don't know.
Yeah.
Genetic stuff is scary.
It is. I agree.
Well, not only are they doing the dinosaurs or, that damn sheep they made, and then now they're doing dogs, they're allowing people to kind of build their baby. It's like a baby workshop. What color do you want the eyes and hair and all this other stuff? Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's thing as well. Strange.
Robert, have you gone rock hunting lately?
No, nothing recent. And at the moment, there's floods happening out to the west where we would normally go past to get to the gem fields, like just after, or either just before or just after Emerald. There's no actual emeralds in Emerald, but they named it Emerald. The rubies and sapphires and stuff are about another 45 minutes to an hour west of Emerald at Anarchy, Sapphire and Ruby Vale. Now with the rains that they've just been having, they should be getting a whole lot more gems discovered on the surface, because all the water will be washing all the topsoil away. So after it's all drained off, it'll be a perfect time to go out there and explore for gemstones.
Yeah, definitely prime time. Are you going to go then?
I might. Don't know yet. I probably will.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of car you have, but you should definitely get a Subaru Outback. I have one of those. It's up on a rack right now, getting fixed so I could finally have a car again. But yeah, those can go anywhere. Like even like vehicles that are made for going up, super steep things in the sand dunes and stuff. You see Subarus out there all the time, just wheeling it up. Those things will go anywhere. And Toyota Corollas too. Like, it's actually a Toyota SR5 is what I had. It was like a little station wagon, and I used to pull trucks out of the mud with that.
Toyota!
Yes, Toyota. Baby Yoda. If I had a Toyota today, I would definitely have a Baby Yoda head or little Baby Yoda up on the dash. Alright, well, on that note, you guys, while we're looking stuff up, I think we'll go to our second music break, where we have Dan Medina. He's originally from the band Gravity, so he's also from Krakow, Poland. With I Won't Let You Go, then we have Gravity, My Last Goodbye, Prime Example once again, featuring Mr. Roy Washington, who is our music host, with Power Play, and then Fred Johnson III from Canyon County, California, with After Dark. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
Things can't be unsaid. Streets of these are going to dead end. Listening to waves on windy days. Standing by the wall, making sense of it all. So alone in the dark, all alone in the dark, all alone in the dark. You're alone in the dark. 'Cause I won't let you go. dark, so alone in the dark. 'Cause I won't let you go. I won't let you go. You're so far away, always with me in my soul. Yeah, yeah. And I won't let you go.
guided and misunderstood till one day he cried out, Lord, save me. Teach me the lessons of life, won't you raise me? Because I tried everything under my hat and I found all my plans were tears in the right. I need a hero, a real life camaraderie to step in to see me and deliver a power play. Something to raise my head from the dust. It's a must. I find someone in whom I can trust. I must grow in knowledge, live what I learn. I'm so glad to meet you. Yo, my name is Vern. Lead me any way that you would and I'll share. I need your power play. Another one. It's so good to be clothed in your right mind. Dreams to the front and all past behind. Memories of things you did so absurd. Came to the curb, now burn was the word. Cause often we're low now, problems can grind us, but with power from God, yeah, we all still victorious. Listen to the seed, the knowledge, and digest the real only because a trooper like Jay keeps it righteous. And it's present prime example of a vocalist, adjust your bubble. Leroy is like dangerous trouble. Trouble if you want it, peace if you with it. Never before known of a man who can stand it, but so irrelevant. So kick it in if you will, Lord. And I shield, I need your power play. Yeah, here comes another one. Power for living, power for expressing, power for the knowledge, and now you're not guessing. When power meets the darkness, the devil's got to go. That's my Weasel, and now he's going loco. If you got a problem, God can solve it. Power from the general, and you're in his outfit. Why must the fit stay dirty so filthy? Get off your rear and whitewash the pickings. Power for cleansing, power for sanitizing, power for us, power for the rising of the sun. Cause in your darkest hour, you can look up and express to feel the power up. I need your power play.
No matter what I say after dark. It doesn't matter what I say. No matter what I say. After dark.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on Paranormal Mea Savage and Mr. Robert White. Welcome back, guys.
G'day.
Good day.
Good day.
Nowhere near Brisbane.
Thank goodness. Did Rick ever come back? No.
I think he left us.
I wonder what that pesky dog is up to. Not Rick, his dog.
And Rick, obviously.
Yes. Alright, so, you were talking on the break about intelligence of octopi and such. Did you want to continue on with that and your cool little spider thing? And then I had questions for Robert, too, about the way the...
Oh, yeah. So I made a friend with a spider, and it was in my kitchen, but it not near food or anything. And I didn't kill it because I had a pet tarantula for years, and I realized how cool and intelligent and awesome creatures that they are. And obviously this one was tiny, non-venomous. Its mouth would have been too small to bite anything, and was just a little water spider. But it hid around the corner from me, and then I talked to it, and then I was like, it's cool, like, I get you, I got you, you're cool, just kill all the other bugs, and we'll be cool. And then, like, the next day, it was still kind of in the same area, but I didn't see it until after I made a smoothie, and it was on the napkin where I wiped some of the smoothie off of either the side of the blender or something, just a couple little drops on a paper towel, and it was chilling on the little drops of the smoothie, and so I gave it a little more, the smoothie, and then I took a little tiny Tupperware top and I put some water in it, and I mean, this thing was tiny too, and it has like creases. You know how Tupperware tops are. They have like little creases, and so it was like a little water moat thing, and it was just chilling in there, and it decided to make that its home, and I just said, all right, like, that's your home now. First I thought it had drowned, possibly, because it was in the water part, and so I had to check and see if it was alive, and it took off, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, like, you can stay there, like, I don't care, but anyway, so scientists are saying that they have discovered that, like, crustaceans, octopus, jellyfish, or something, like, that they are intelligent and have feelings. And I'm like, you really needed to spend money on a scientific study to see if they had feelings? Like every single living creature has some sort of feeling. Oh, may not be the same as ours. It may be completely the same as ours. I think one day, though, they're going to find out the animals are so much more intelligent than people even realize. They're just conscious. I don't know if intelligence is the word. They're conscious beings. Like, it's weird when you, like, I have this thing and you can vibe with these animals, and you, like, when I'm at that conscious state and I'm, like, especially around wild animals, it's insane the amount of like, you can almost read their minds. They can almost read your mind. It's insane. And like I said, I had a pet spider, a tarantula, for years, and you could not tell me that she did not have feelings. Not only did she not have feelings, she was completely a spider, right? And just chilling in her little terrarium, didn't really mind her business, right? But if I had music going, or if I had people over, she all of a sudden gets so excited and start climbing up on the wall because she wants me to take her out, and she wanted to party with us. And so I would just take her out and go with her on my hand or on my shoulder, and then she knew she could I don't know if they can hear, but she would like feel the vibrations of the floor, and she knew that I had company or that I was playing music. And all of a sudden, she would be hiding under her little hut, like 24/7. But if she thought something was going on, she'd come right out. And like I wanna be a part of this. Like, I'm part of the family. Like, I want to hang out with you guys. It's so weird, so weird. And then she would give me high fives too. Like, I would stick my finger out, and she would stick her little arm, or I don't know what you would call it, extremity out, and just tap the tip of my finger like a little high five. It was so cute. Like, I want another one. I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm gonna get another tarantula. The only problem is the males only live 2 years, and I don't think that you can really tell what their gender is.
Really?
And they have to live alone because they'll kill each other.
Oh, really?
Or, well, I mean, that's in nature. The female tarantulas, or the breed that I had, the species that I had, females live about up to 30 years, and the males only live 2. And usually less if the females mate with them because they kill them. But their only purpose, that's why I think a lot of men have a lot of subconscious fear for spiders. It's because in most spider world, like, they only have one purpose, and either the female will kill them or they will just naturally die off.
Huh.
But, yeah.
Imagine that.
The things, even like tarantulas, like, just that tarantula taught me so much just about animals in general. Like, just like, and I always wondered how smart she actually was. I think she was super smart or something, because I don't know how to explain. It's kind of like a combination of, like, I don't even like the word psychic abilities, but just like the awareness that I have, plus like the consciousness that I have, or like the open chakras that I have, whatever. And that tarantula, it was like we could almost communicate. I know it sounds insane, but it was just like weird. Like it makes me wonder, like, all animals have that, I think, like, just total consciousness. I think if you, like, if our brains and our chakras were completely open, we could just have literal conversations with animals, like, back and forth. But I don't know if humanity has or will ever get to that point where they can fully just communicate like that. Maybe the Native Americans, probably we were at that point at some point in time before we created plastic and concrete jungles. Like, there was another way, I'm sure. We could figure everything out. We didn't need all the crap. Like, now I feel like when I travel, like, I just need so much crap. I was looking at the bathroom, like, women just need crap. Like, sticky crap, glittery crap, like just so much gooey crap. Like, it's so funny. Like, we don't need any of it, but we just use all of these stupid things, and like, we could probably tell at the swimming, let's say this, like, we're this old indigenous type society, people from, like, who knows what time period, just ancient, before plastic or before, like, even, like, buildings, right? And we could be out in the middle of the desert. Let's say you're some tribe, you're in the middle of the desert, and a hawk goes by and looks down at you and says, "Hey, heads up, just so you know, we got a storm coming in tonight." And you're like, "Okay, thanks, dude." And then, then you don't need anything that we have. We would just, like, know, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, when the geese fly out, winter's coming.
Yep, again, thanks for the heads up. See a bunny rabbit? He's like, "Oh, hey, there's a bear around the corner. I'm just gonna go over here and be a bunny and just letting you guys know. How's your children?" "Okay, thanks, bunny."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, animals do have intelligence and souls or spirits. I saw this video where this lady was, like, amazed because a deer was hit in front of her house, and then she saw, as the deer died, the spirit of the deer leave, and you could see it, like, walk off. And she's like, "Oh my God, I just saw the soul of a deer." And she's like, "I never even thought, that a deer would have a soul," but I think all creatures do. Even plants and trees have energies, so it's a pretty interesting world, especially when you pick up on it.
100%. The funny part is, I didn't realize this though, like, with all the small pets and stuff and animals and stuff that I've had and that a lot of people have had, I found out through a deceased friend. He used to raise chickens when he was a kid. And when he passed, he was like 30, I think. It was last year. And his chickens were with him on the other side. Like, the ones that he had when he was a kid were with him. I don't think they're with us all the time, because I would be able to probably feel it, but you have to wonder if when you pass, like, you don't have this entourage, not only of your ancestors, but just like any pet that you've ever had. Like, my hamster would be there, and then like, it's like, oh, hey, what's up, Xerxes? It would be interesting.
I've seen different ghost animals, but I don't think I've ever seen one of my pets. I did see Gilly once, going down the hallway in towards the bathroom. And I think I saw her one other time. So yeah, I take that back. I did see Gilly, but I haven't really seen any of my cats.
Did Gilly, I'm just curious, did Gilly die an untimely death or like old age?
Old age. Yeah, she refused to leave.
Okay.
She was not going anywhere.
Yeah, I
she
have
lived
one
forever.
Ross's corgi, every once in a while, I swear I see him outside, and then I did the little ghost thing, and he talked to me. I can feel him and stuff, like, around sometimes. And then our old dog that we put down, that was coming on 17 years old, he showed me, it was so cool, because he's like, I felt guilty because I didn't say goodbye, because I didn't get a warning, and Ross just had the vet put him down, and I was really sad, because he was like super popular on TikTok, and I'm like, how do I address this? And, you know, like, it also made me really sad too, because I'm just like, he lived that long. I was trying to let him be retired as long as possible, because he was a cow dog, and just live a good life. And I mean, he just lived for food. But after he passed, like, I just remember, like, him, I haven't seen much of him, but he came and I contacted him like just a couple days later, and I just remember, like, I don't know how to explain it when I hear them. It's not that I hear them, but I like hear whatever. I don't know. It's so hard to explain. And he's just like, this is so cool. I can fly. And I was like, that is so cool, because that he would be that too. So I don't think he's around much, because he's because he was go, go, go in life. Like, no time for anything. So he's out there flying around the cows, probably being a cow dog from the sky.
Robert, have you ever seen like any of your pets in ghost form, or any animals in ghost form?
Yeah, way back in the 80s, well, 88 I think it was, we had a little kitten come to us, and totally black, named it Pyewacket because I'd just been watching Bellbook and Kendall on the TV at that stage. There was a woman that came to our door and asked if we had a kitten, and we already had about 6 or 7 cats at that time, so we said no, and she must have gone back to her place and let it go, and it came back to us, and we adopted it, took it in. She was more human than any of the other animals that we had, and as she died by being hit by either a car or a truck or something at that time, because she was chasing off a dog that was coming over and eating the cat food. So yeah, at one point after she died, I'd seen her again a few times over in the same building that had the 12-year-old girl that died of cancer and the thing upstairs. So she hung around for a bit.
You could tell, like, they have that human quality, like, maybe they were human once. That's how Gilly was, like, I don't know. She was awesome. She's my best friend. I think she was, like, 20 years old, 20, when she passed. It was just like, holy shnikes.
Okay, so I will see spirits sometimes, but it's just a hit or a miss. That's just not. Ooh, I'm not whatever that is. One of the Claires. But I saw the other day. Remember I told you my closet is freaking haunted, and the light likes to flicker at weird times, and there's brand new light bulbs, and it's just at weird times that it starts flickering.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of energy in there, and I was just wondering, is there like a haunted object in there? What's going on? So the other day I saw a creature, a black creature, there, and it wasn't human. And I was trying to think if it was a pet, if it felt like a threat. And I'm baffled. I have no idea. Have you ever seen the movie? It's called like Lady in the Water. It's like M. Night Shyamalan's movie.
I think so.
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen it.
Okay, so I'll send you a picture. So it looked like one of those creatures, but much smaller. We'll say it looked like kind of like what a javelina looks like, but like the face of a dog, if that makes sense, was the outline that I saw. And it was, of course, late at night, early in the morning, and I wasn't about to deal with that right then. My sleep problems are bad enough, and I had just woken up, and but I'd been up for a little while. Like, I was fully conscious enough to see it. But even when you're in your kind of dream state where you're half awake, sometimes I feel like you can see things that aren't there. Do you ever get this feeling when you wake up and it's really late and the house is quiet and you see something out of the corner of your eye, or you hear something, or the energy is just really thick and staticky? I don't think that that's because you're half asleep necessarily. I think it's also just like that's the time of night. But it was really weird. I'm gonna show you a picture of what I saw. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna show you a picture, and then you tell me if there's any like weird legends about these things. It looks like a wolf in the movie, but that's exactly what it looked like. I'll show you a picture.
Yeah, I'm looking up different
but it was
things, trying to see it, but
it was much, much smaller than the ones in the movie were like bigger than people, but it was not, it was small. That's exactly what it looked like. I'm going to maybe look into that movie, and because that, a lot of his stuff, I think that is built on a legend, and the Lady in the Water is like one of those like sea nymphs or something. And if I recall, that thing was like after them or ate them or something. But this is exactly what I saw, and nothing phases me really anymore. What is that?
right?
But I was just like, that's weird. Moving on. And it's weird that it was there, because that's the only place that I feel vibes, and I still can't figure out what it is. Like, there's no entities that I've like actually seen or felt. I think I did feel something one time in there. I don't know what's going on in that closet. I'm half thinking it's got to be something that's in it. I have like rocks, and I have like things that it could be attached to. There's something. Yes, that's exactly. But it looks exactly like the picture that I'm sending, because that one looks more green and like grass and like a wolf. This one is smaller and flatter and shaped kind of like a javelina. Mm-hmm. But it had the face of that's exactly what I saw in my closet, and I have no idea. I don't want to talk to it. If it's something I'm unsure of, I generally don't want to even deal with it unless it messes with me. That's my rule. Unless I actually know that it's messing with me, then I'm not going to confront it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what was in your closet, but that one mask you have, I don't know, definitely feels like there's something attached to it.
Yeah, I thought it could be having to do with one of the masks, because it's like a handmade, like Venetian
the really pretty
mask
one
from like Italy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it could be some weird Italian, like, spirit. I don't know, but I like it, and I don't know, I'm not going to just throw it away. It could get worse if I throw it away.
Yeah. I don't know.
I might, like, sage that mask, though, or cleanse it somehow. But I also have a lot of rocks, because I like rock collecting, rock hounding, like, from outside, not, like gems and stuff, obviously. Robert, you know these things. And I've had certain things that can be attached to, if you find them, especially in certain places, it can bring things in. But I don't know.
And it was on it was on all four?
Yeah. It was not, it was a creature, it was not a it was not human-like. I didn't get demonic vibes or anything from it. It was like some weird, I think it's probably something from like the,
oh my gosh,
Fey realm or something.
Yeah. I don't know, it looks kind of like a basilisk, but let's see what this thing is. I was looking for things in Italy as far as like mythical or folklore or whatnot, monsters and folklore. Let me see if I could share this.
Okay. Let's see. Wolf-like creature. Folklore.
Obviously, there's werewolves, but
yeah, there's also those. I don't know. French native Armorock. There's probably tons of them. Okay, what is that? That looks like a. It was pretty small. I mean, I would say it was about the size of a javelina, or like maybe a little bit larger than my pigs.
yeah.
About the size of Ramsey, my dog. But obviously wider and thick. I saw the bristle hair.
Jeez. Well, I sent
Okay,
that
here's a list of hybrid creatures.
in Skype, if you want to look at that real quick. Of the basilisk, just so you can see what it looks like.
And then I just set one of a direwolf.
Yeah, those are huge. I saw a video of a direwolf, and they're like, it looks like a, what were they saying it was?
Yeah, it looked like a direwolf, but it had spiky hair. Maybe it was just spiked because it was up.
A little pup. I would love to have a direwolf.
Very weird. The weird thing about it is, like, I completely saw it, just kind of like walking on the floor, but I didn't feel like I was in danger. It didn't feel at all demonic. It didn't feel. I mean, it was really weird.
Wasn't threatening?
It didn't feel threatening.
Okay.
It just felt like it was creeping around. But, I mean, that doesn't mean it wasn't. If it didn't want to feel threatening, maybe it... But it was just... It could have just been like, hey, can you see me? Because it didn't run. It just kind of crept along. And it could not have been any of my animals. It was thick and bristly, and the shape and size and color, and I had the light on, too, and in the bathroom I saw it. It was not... The closet light wasn't on, so it was still dark, but I saw the complete and total outline of it. And it couldn't have been a shadow. There was no shadow casting. There was no animals that it could have been.
Well, as long as it didn't hit the territory.
What?
I said, as long as it didn't mark its territory in your closet.
Well, it looks like it's shaped like a javelina, so I'm sure it would smell. Do you know, like, because those things, you can smell them before you see them. So I'm fortunate enough that it did not mark its territory. That would be
what
terrible.
Part of Italy were you in? Because it says this basilisk is from the southern central Alps area. Camonica? Oh, Camonica?
The mask, I didn't get the mask in it. Like, I was in Italy. But usually that it's like Venice that they are made, because that's where they have their like deal. That's what they're known for, is like this festival where they all make masks, or where they wear like that's why they're called Venetian masks. So it was made in Italy, but I didn't personally pick it up in Italy. I ordered it. So strange, but possible. I'm going through all of these different creatures. The Naga, I know what a Naga is, or a Naga. It's like a human snake. They're a lot of times they're women. They have like they're like mermaids, but instead of mer tails, they have like snake tails. And supposedly they like kill men, or they're kind of evil. I'm gonna click on that. What's that? The Naga. I remember reading about this. The Naga, or
that brings to mind the movie Big Trouble in Little China. The snake woman in that.
Oh, that's probably what it... Well, there's another one that's... I don't know if Naga...
Harry Potter. Nagini.
Female Naga or Nagi is seen... There's another one, though. South Asian, Southeast Asian cultures. In Sanskrit is a cobra, and the Indian cobra, a cinnamon... Okay, that's just talking about that. A mythological serpent race that took form as cobras can often be found in Hindu iconography. Can't read. They're described as the powerful, splendid, wonderful, and proud semi-divine race that can assume their physical form either as a human, partial serpent, or the whole serpent. Their domain is in the enchanted underworld. The underground realm filled with gems, gold, and other earthly treasures is called the Nagaloka, or the Patala Loka. They are also often associated with bodies of water, including rivers, lakes, seas, and wells, the guardians of treasure. Their power and venom made them potentially dangerous to humans. However, in Hindu mythology, they often took the role as the beneficial protagonists in Sumatra Manthan folklore. Vasuki, who abides on Shiva's neck, became the churning rope for the churning of the ocean's milk. Their eternal mortal enemies are the Garudas and the legendary semi-divine bird-like deities. So, a Hindu deal, but there is one from Asia as well, but it's called something else. It's called a Hayakaizukan. Oh, these are all humans. Oh, and then there's the Lamia. Like a mermaid, but the lower body of a snake, and is usually female. But I've read about these before. This is a Greek legend. Ancient Greek mythology was a child-eating monster, and in later tradition was regarded as a type of night-haunting spirit or a demon. In the earliest stories, Lamia was a beautiful queen of Libya who had an affair with Zeus. Upon learning this, Zeus's wife robbed her of her children, the offspring of her affair with Zeus, either by kidnapping her or killing them. The loss of her child drove Lamia insane, and in vengeance and despair, Lamia snatched up any children she could find and devoured them. Good old Greek mythology.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so harsh and dramatic. It's dramatic. Like, let's be real. Everything is dramatic. It's all about sex, drama, and it's hilarious. She's like, fine, you kill my children, I will destroy all the others. Like,
right. That's it. I'm going to take your favorite one and do terrible things.
Make children sausage.
Children sausage. Get your Hercules sausage.
There you go.
Oh, man. I had something pulled up, but, Robert, with the weather going on down there, and you've had, like, some pretty gnarly storms going around you. Like you said, it never really hits you. Have you seen anything weird up in the sky going on? I know you take a lot of sky pictures.
No, never anything out of the ordinary, just the clouds, and I can never get the lightning in time to get it in the photos. It's always like a second too late. I just click, snap, boom, gone. But no.
When you hold the button down and it takes like multiples, can you do that?
I've done that, and still misses them. Like, I only got one little bit of a lightning strike after there was a huge one, and I was going click, 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 and it missed all of them, except this one little bit. But yeah, I've been keeping an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. I thought there might have been something in one of the moon pictures of the eclipse the other night, but it's just a bit of dirt on the lens.
Yeah. Stuff in the skies like Russia always has crap. As far as there was this storm where there was eyes like looking down. When Mia was talking about mythical things going on, it kind of reminded me of Hera or whatever, but it was like these perfect eyes like looking off to the right, and they were really pretty like female eyes, and you could see all these other clouds moving, but her eyes just stayed there, and they're like, she's looking right at us. I'm like, no, she's looking over there somewhere. But it was pretty interesting, that, and then different weird things seen when the lightning flashes, different weird formations, some sort of critter or UFO sometimes.
I've been looking out for those as well. I think I found the eye that you were just talking about.
Yeah, it's like two of them. I don't know. Eyebrows and everything, I think. It's just the eyes. It's in the eye, man.
It's isomorphic.
Also in Australia, I found this cool article. Industrious Australian busted for driving a cooler cart. An Australian man was cited by cops after he was caught riding around on a cooler that had been combined with a motorized cart, as police said that the clever contraption constituted an actual vehicle.
Yeah, on an esky. Some people will get crazy. I've heard of people driving around on their seats as well, like the sofas and whatnot, armchairs, but yeah, this guy just made up an esky so I could have the drinks in underneath him and pour one out whenever he stops, and yeah, a little bit of an ingenious idea.
Yeah. You should start manufacturing those.
Yeah, well, he could have easily just made a Segway as well and had the basket as the cooler, like on front, yeah. So I could open that up when he was driving along. But I'm not endorsing drink driving. Don't drink and drive, and if it's flooded, forget it.
Right, but if he had this cooler, he could actually float.
Yeah, the engine would be stuffed, but yeah, you could float. And he wouldn't have to rely on a rose either.
Yep. Getting some ideas going on.
I saw this one video, I was just going to say, of this kind of like giant hyena wolf hybrid weird long-legged thing crossing the road, and it was definitely a real video. I wonder if they ever figured out what that was. There was like a wolf-like creature in Montana. It looked kind of like this. The video, I'll send a picture of it. It's kind of like the color almost of a hyena, but it's and this is obviously real, not mythological. But I wonder if we're evolving and there's some weird species coming out of the woodwork now.
Well, they've said that Dogman's been around for centuries. You know, we've been talking about it. But yeah, I want to see this picture you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna send the article. Wait. I think this is the article. Here we go.
Oh, creepy.
And I saw a video.
It's a
wolf-like
chupacabra
creature.
with more hair.
Video. There was a video of this one just like walking. It was so weird looking. Okay. Here's another one. It's like a deer fox thing, but it's a real animal. It's Lobo Guara. I think it's called. I don't know if I said that right, but Lobo Guara. And they're really trippy looking. I don't know what I'd do if I saw one of these, honestly.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the picture. Oh,
yeah. No worries. But it basically looks like a cross between a fox, a wolf, and something with very long legs. I'm sending it right now. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm tempted to get one. Lobo Guara, Guara. That's what they're called. Or they call it like a maned wolf. Something like that.
Yeah, that's definitely a hyena. Lobo wolf. So those are,
yeah.
I think those are New Mexico as well, don't they? Lobos?
I think people have spotted them, yeah. I think they live in South America somewhere. And they've been spotted before, so I think the video was of actually one of those, the one that I saw. And maybe it was just in a strange place. I'd kind of freak out if I saw one of those. I'd be kind of excited. I'd probably try to make friends.
Right? Hey.
I mean, they're cool looking. Maned wolf.
Oh, that's a cute one that Robert sent. Looks kind of like a fox with really long
see,
legs.
I want one. Now I'm wanting one. They're like a cross between like a fox and a deer.
Well, I want my Harry, my own Bigfoot, like Harry and the Hendersons.
There you go.
I wonder if it'll come back. You get a Bigfoot with a fairy. Man, what a mess.
What if we are like, what if 5D is actually the veil between like all these mythological creatures and things is just going to get thinner and thinner, and we're just going to have more and more of this until we have to just coexist with all the crazy creatures, and they just come in your house whenever and you just have to deal with it?
Well, it just kind of freaks me out watching all these videos and listening to different things over, the past couple weeks 2012 is when a lot of stuff like really kicked off, and it just seems to be increasing in speed, and then it slowed down here for a little bit recently. But the trumpets, the different trumpet sounds being heard all over the world at different times starting in 2012, makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is it a sign of the end of times? Which I've said before, people have been talking about since the beginning of time. But I don't know, it's just interesting the different things that happen in our environment. What are these loud sounds that sometimes last for well over an hour? Sometimes it's just for a period of 10 minutes or less. I don't know, it's pretty weird.
It is. And then, I did come across this video, I don't know if this was true or not. It was some woman, I believe she was in the Air Force, and she said she was shown an alien, and she said that it was an alien corpse, supposedly. She said it was too close to human. She said, I really wish I wouldn't have seen that because it was too close to human, but not close enough.
What's really strange
I can
is
see that.
the different UFOs. Forever it was saucers, then there was cigar-shaped, Tic Tacs, orbs, USOs, etc. But have you seen the worm ones, down in Mexico and Central America? Giant worms in the air.
The little worms in the sky. Yes, I've seen those. They're weird. I almost wonder if they're not some kind of astral parasite or something weird, because I get weird vibes from those.
Yeah,
weirder than a regular craft.
Yeah.
That's a break in the simulation, and that's just some weird floating creature that's in space in a different dimension without a soul, just rolling around or something. I don't know. That is creepy.
Yeah, and then going back to Robert Storms and stuff, there was another video I saw where there was a lightning storm, and then there was clear sky above this cloud front, and right after or as the lightning was striking this darker worm, it looked kind of like a tadpole in the sky, but it was a darker worm instead of one of those white ones, and it was around the sky, and then it went back down into the storm. But I never seen anything like that either, so it's really weird. Is it CERN? Is it something else? What the hell is happening? Why are all these things appearing? I don't know, it's just freaky.
Could easily have been a storm rider steed, because there are storm riders that ride in the storms and they've got to ride on something, so they might be one of the steeds. Either that, or they were advertising for pre-June spice worms.
So apparently, there's been a lot of them spotted by pilots, and it's saying 3 days ago an article was published by Forbes magazine saying, calling this the year of the UFO continues. Pentagon launches program to investigate sightings. In the latest instance of federal government showing it considers UFOs a very real threat, the Department of Defense late Tuesday announced plans for a new group to look into reports of unidentified aerial phenomena as speculation grows over what is actually out there. A new program called the Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group, that's a mouthful, will examine reports of UFOs in a special use airspace, SUA, such as military operations areas, to assess and mitigate any associated threats to safety of flight and national security, the Pentagon said in a news release. So apparently there's a ton of them that are being seen from the sky. and the fact that it was the year of the UFO continues. Interesting.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying. Like, not only are people seeing it from the ground, but then pilots are reporting this, and there's been, like, UFOs flying in front of back and forth. You know, at first it's just one, then it's two. Or recently there's been, they'll fly in the jet stream, and then they'll fly over the aircraft and get in front of it like it's checking out this aircraft. But there's been several of them seen kind of trying to hide in the jet stream.
I think I saw, the other day I saw what I thought was a plane in a jet stream, but it wasn't moving. And I watched it for a while, and I just thought it was very, very strange, just the way that it was. I didn't see it move. I couldn't tell if it was a jet stream or an object, but it just sat there, and it was kind of big, and I was like, what's going on? This is very strange. I'm wondering if that's what it possibly... I don't know.
Yeah, and usually when stuff like that happens, like when the 2 UFOs I saw last, I think, out here, when they showed up, a jet came in and was checking them out. A lot of times that'll happen. There's even video of UFO being kind of followed by 2 jets, like it's leading it somewhere, or, you know, guiding it out of a certain airspace. But it seems like they're intentionally going into flight space of airports, trying to antagonize or like be like, hey, here we are, we're actually here. I don't know what's going on, but it's, I don't know, they're getting pretty brazen.
I saw a ton of those choppers, you know, the military choppers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what they are. A guy that I know knew exactly what they were. I saw like 7 or 8 of them one day, just like all headed somewhere. It was just weird. And then I saw them again.
Was that here?
I don't know.
Because last week
was here.
Yeah, we had.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, there was a bunch of military helicopters flying over.
Yeah, that's what it was last week. And I was just wondering if you knew, like, was there a reason?
I don't know.
Were they after
the exercises?
I don't know. Well,
I've just never seen so many in one place before like that. I'm like,
yeah.
Do we have like a bomb threat or something?
Yes.
Like, what's going on?
Every once in a while we'll get some random military vehicle, but that's a lot of them, and I don't know why. I was sick in bed, so Vern ran out because I was like, there's something heading our way. Like, I could hear it, and he's like, it sounds like something, and I was like, it sounds like a carrier, because, you know, it sounded like more than one rotor. And then him and Lily went out there, and it was a bunch of military helicopters. I don't know why that's so hard.
Chinooks.
Yeah, it was the same one. Yeah.
Well, the Chinooks are black too. They got
7 of them.
double
I counted
rotors.
at least 7.
Were they flying back the same way the second time you saw them, or a different direction?
There was less the second time. I think it was just 3, and they were flying in the same direction as they were the time before, yes. But it was just weird how they were all just slowly flying. Slowly flying together. Yeah, it was just strange that there were so many. Like, there was at least 7. They were like all in like a kind of a V shape, like all flying in the same direction. Should have been like southeast, I think. If I know my directions correctly.
Yeah, they were going west when they first showed
Yeah,
up. And then,
southwest.
Yeah.
I think they were southwest, not southeast.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, this is east, this is west for me, and then north and south. Like, our house faces perfectly east. So they were coming from east when we saw them.
Yeah. They were headed west, but kind of south. They were like headed south, but heading west, but going south, like kind of from where I was at.
Well, unfortunately, boys and girls, we are at the end of our time. So thank you, Mea and Robert, for coming on the show. Mea, was there anywhere you'd like to direct anyone for Antidote for Savages or anything else you might be working on?
Yeah, my Instagram for my music is Antidote for Savages. I do like to put some weird full moon stuff and full moon music and crazy stuff every now and then. Or you can look up my first name is spelled Mea Savage. Also on Instagram is the best way, as I do not really use Facebook. The Metabook, yeah.
How about you, Robert?
Best way to get me is on Facebook under Robert White, and just look for a blue-winged kookaburra as the avatar.
Mr. Stevie Bainey on tomorrow night. We were going to talk about who killed Princess Diana, but we're going to have him on next week so I can go over all this video. And we're going to be talking about who killed Elvis, FDR, and Diana with Stevie Bainey on the 5th. So tomorrow night,
Fun.
Story time, unless anybody else has any brilliant
That'll be
ideas.
fun.
Yeah! I know, story time. It's like torture for my listeners. But you guys, don't forget, we're all in this together. Together we can make the world a little better. And together, my friends, we are Paradox Media, because without you, there is no us. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Roy Washington, our music sponsor. And then our financial sponsors, we've got Jim Morris of the Scottish Isles, Mr. Del Elson, Mr. Kevin McDougall, and Miss Mea Savage. And I wish I could introduce you to host, but we no longer have one. So if you want to be a weekly